Hey guys, it's me Marty and welcome to this week's edition of First Impression Fridays. I'm saying this week's like it's a weekly series anymore, and it's really not, and that's kind of sad because I really enjoy doing First Impression Fridays. These finds came from Marshalls / Homegoods. In my town we have a Marshalls / Homegoods. So here's what I got. I have the Marc Jacobs Finish Line Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder in the shade Invisible, which is like a translucent. So this stuff retails for $44, and I got it at Marshalls, the last one actually, at Marshalls for $12.99. This is actually what I went there for. I also got the Too Faced Natural Lust Naturally Sexy Eyeshadow Palette. This baby retails for $60, which to me is a little bit steep. Is it worth it? We'll see. I use this to do my eyeshadow today. I got it for $29.99 at Marshalls. It has freaking 35 shades. No, I'm sorry, 30 shades of eyeshadow. So I swatch them for you. I create this look and we go through it and talk about packaging and all that stuff. So if you guys are interested in these products and you want to see what I think about them, if I think they're worth the hefty price tag, you can just keep on watching. Thanks. Okay guys, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited because I am quite a neutral eye queen. I'm a bold eye queen, glitter. You know what, I just love palettes. So I'm very excited to try out the Too Faced Natural Lust palette because it calls itself a natural eyeshadow palette. So first let's look at the packaging before we actually start playing with it. This is the Natural Lust palette. The packaging is beautiful. I believe all of the Natural Lust packaging was kind of that similar gold kind of. On the back you have all of the shades, of course, in the lineup the way it is in the package, in the palette itself. And you have just the ingredients and all of the names. Oh, I like the names. And the Marshall sticker, of course, because I paid what? $30, $60. Girl, bye. Let's slide it out of the box. Okay, so the palette itself looks exactly like the box, except the back is different because you don't have the layout on it, because they're like, if you need to see the layout again, baby, just open it. I will say this about it. I already don't like the way the packaging feels. It's like cardboard, but it is a $60 palette, and $60 is kind of steep for like this cardboard packaging. Like it's not hard, it's cardboard. Anyway, let me read you what it says on the back. It says here, I'm gonna hold it up so you guys can see. Naturally Sexy Eyeshadow Palette. Too Faced changed the beauty world forever with the launch of its original Natural Eyes palette in 2009 and its best-selling Natural Eyes, Natural Matte, Natural at Night, and Natural Love palettes, which I own or have seen or tried none of, so I can't really get too deep into that. Now get ready to embrace your natural, your sexy and sultry side with a blockbuster collection of 30 never before seen and a natural palette never before seen. Really, girl. Never before seen lust-worthy natural shades. Natural Lust includes a curated collection of soft, neutral, seductive, smoky shades and flirtatious pops of color in multiple finishes to take the natural game to a whole new level. So I'm interested in this palette because I like bold lipsticks, but I don't like to pair it with bold eyeshadow. So that being said, I'm always looking for something that is a full, you know, natural palette. They didn't mention if it's matte or shimmers or both. I'm assuming it's both. Okay, so right offhand, it is beautiful to see. It's gorgeous. So this is the palette itself. Yeah, it's really pretty. I love the big mirror. I love each, whoop. I do have, oh my God, the names. Spank Me, Blindfolded, Peep Show. Oh, love language. I live all of my life for these names though. These are just cute enough. They kind of remind me of the NYX lip lingerie line. Like it's like, you get the, you know, vibe of it, but it's not like, ugh. Like, I don't want to put this on my eye. Oh, what a Too Faced, Jared Blondino. What are y'all doing over there? Anyway, like I said earlier, pinned down. I'm sorry. It's going to keep like, I don't even know how I'm going to swatch these because I don't want to say, am I like blushing? I don't want to say this on camera, some of these shades, but okay, let me regain my composure. So before even talking about the colors, the names, the shades themselves are gorgeous. And I will say, to say they kept kind of harping on the side, on the feeling of the word neutral and natural and all that, these are not really what I'd consider neutral shades. This shade Pinned Down, the name Pinned Down, this like hot purple one, that's like really bright for a natural. So is Hot to Trot Peacocking Blindfolded. A lot of these are really, to me, not super neutral colors. Like this, what am I gonna do with this and this neutral? Like, these are crazy. So anyway, I'm excited to play with this though, because you could make a really neutral eye, but you could also make a really not neutral eye with this, which I kind of like, because, you know, neutral is a one trick pony. Like this, I don't even want to say that with the way that this thing is named. But I feel like I could travel with this. And I mean, it's really big to travel with, but I feel like if I needed to, I could definitely travel with this and be able to make a couple of different looks with it. So anyway, obviously I'm going to do probably my regular type of look with a shimmer on the lid, probably the inner corner of the lid, and then everything else pretty matte, and maybe a nice brow bone highlight. Like Love Spark would be a beautiful brow bone highlight. So I'm really excited to start playing with it. So let's start playing with it and let's get to it. So first and foremost, as soon as I saw this palette, I thought that Set in Stone or Call Me Back would be beautiful transition shades. Also, Afternoon Delight might be nice, as well as Spank Me. So DM Me too might be a good. So there's multiple options for a good transition shade. I'm gonna go with Set in Stone. I like Set in Stone. I love the big mirror. I'm gonna get on this side so you guys can see. My eyes are primed, my eyebrows are done. I have nothing but moisturizer and like prep spray on my actual face. So, but we're not messing with that anyway. So let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Now we're up close and personal, which is a little bit, so we're gonna go with this beautiful shade Set in Stone right here. And I'm gonna use my big fluffy Bogot shade brush that I always use. I will say, I barely tap this and there's a good bit of kick up here, which is good because it means that a lot is going to come off, which means that a little goes a long way. Oh, it's pretty. Okay, so I'm just using this as my transition shade, meaning that I'm taking it, as always, from corner to corner. I'm actually going to hold my eye back so that I can really get it in here because it's so powdery that it's kind of settling in creases, and the last thing we want is eyeshadow to settle in the creases of our eyes. So, oh, I got a lot on there, so I'm gonna have to blend this out a little bit. So for my skin tone, just so you guys know, for my skin tone, a little of this palette might go a pretty long way because like I dabbed a little bit harder on this side and it made a pretty good, I had to blend that out a little bit and it's still kind of heavy. I'm gonna do Set in Stone a little bit more to kind of balance it out. Yeah, so it's really pretty. I did set my eyes with loose powder, just because I didn't want anything to stick. I really want to see the powder for itself, like not based on what's a primer gonna do. I wanted to kind of mess with it myself and see what it does. Okay, so following my usual formula for how I do my eyes, this is the transition shade. And I'm going to now find my NYX brush, my favorite one. So my NYX crease brush that I always use, and I'm going to use that to find a color to use in my crease. So far though, this shade here I really like. So for my crease color, I think I'm gonna go with Hot to Trot, which is actually right underneath Set in Stone, which is this kind of brownie shade right here. It's got a little bit more red tint to it, but it's pretty brown. Okay, this one doesn't have quite as much kick up as Hot to Trot. I mean, as Set in Stone. I'm just gonna dip that in the middle and go. Okay, so I will say this, just in blending them, I find the colors work very well together. They're very complementary of one another. I have some palettes that like not all of the shades go that great together, almost like they could have broke them up into like a couple of quads. But these two shades, and I don't know if that's the case for all of them, but for these two shades at least, I really like that they go so well together. This is my transition shade as well as my crease shade. I just deepened a little tiny bit with that beautiful Hot to Trot shade. I think so far it's really pretty. I'm going to go and carve out my lid and then we'll start on lid work. Okay guys, so I am back. I've carved out my lid as well as my brow bone. Back to the lovely Natural Lust palette, which I am really enjoying so far. I am going to go with, what do I want? It's even worse to say. I really like Afternoon Delight and Flirty Pop. So I think that's gonna be my lid combo today, which is this one, Afternoon Delight and Flirty Pop. So these are going to be my lid colors. So I'm going to take Afternoon Delight. Okay, that one is not as powdery as Set in Stone. Maybe Set in Stone was just like that. I don't know. I'm going to go about halfway up the lid with Afternoon Delight. So I actually really like that there's not really a super noticeable difference between the transition color and Afternoon Delight, which I actually said could have been an option for a transition color, because when we do our contour, it's going to look really naturally pretty. It's naturally pretty. It's kind of my gig. Like I'm into that. I'm into that. Flirty Pop, which is this very pretty glitter shade right here. I don't know how I'm gonna swatch these. There are so freaking many shades, but we'll see. So Flirty Pop is a glittery shade. Okay, so it looks pretty glittery on my brush. Let's see. Oh, okay. Those two colors coordinate very, very well together. Again, it looks like Flirty Pop is just the glittery version of Afternoon Delight. I can't with this. This is like... So that's where we're at so far with our lid. And I actually like how this lid looks. It's very simple. It's very elegant. But like, imagine this with a bright purple lid, which I might actually do today because I really like this. It's very pretty. And I'm going to blend all of this work together, especially the lid, because I really like that. So you know what I mean, right? Everything to melt together. I could stop there. Really, I don't like this with a liner would kind of be my usual go-to look, but since I'm playing with the palette, I want to do a little bit of a contour, so I'm going to do that really quickly. Now again, I want to be very sure that I'm saying this clearly. I don't know that you need this contour. Okay, so there is a little issue with that, as a matter of fact. The only contour I see that I could use is blindfolded, which is black. Black is a very hard color to use because it could go really left really quickly. So, I mean, you might be able to get away with like Hot to Trot, which was our crease color. That's probably what I'm going to do because it's so, you could use it on a more concentrated brush like what I'm going to do right now. You could use that maybe as a contour, but as far as like contour goes, blindfolded is the only real option, at least for my skin tone, and that's really dark. Like, it would be nice to have a chocolate brown. You can imagine the names. It would be nice to have a chocolate brown in here as a contour. So I'm going to use Hot to Trot, and I'm going to, yeah, Hot to Trot, and I'm going to pull that on the side of my lid a little tiny bit, like in the crease, in the corner. I'm just going to do that in the V, and I'm really just pushing that right in the socket, right inside. And then I'm going to do a little tiny, I mean, watch this. That much of blindfolded, maybe a little more, that much of blindfolded. I'm going to put that right in the socket again, right in the corner, and that's just to kind of deepen up Hot to Trot. And I'm going to use that to push this into my crease, as well as to take a little bit of it into the, ooh, that looks pretty. I'm going to use this Luxie large shader brush, which is this one right here, to highlight my brow bone. And to do that, I'm going to use the shade All Tied Up, which is right here in the corner. They have a pretty decent shade range. I really wish that there was a chocolate, like I said before, for a contour or a crease color. But, you know, I guess they can't put, ooh, that's a light, that is a shimmery color. And I did do a kind of big shader brush because I just didn't want to mess with going back and going over and over and over again, but I like it so far. So cool. For the upper lid, the upper half of the eye, we are, ow, I scratched myself. The upper eye, we are pretty much done. I'm going to come back after I finish the rest of my makeup to do under eye eyeshadow. So, okay guys, so I'm sure you can see that my skin looks a lot different because I've done I got liner, lashes, which I just did mascara. I didn't do lashes today. And I did all my highlight, contour, all that stuff. I didn't do like all my cream stuff. So anyway, so I'm back to do my under eye while I'm baking. I am going to use, I really like, well, I was going to say Hot to Trot, but I want to try something different. So let's try Spank Me, which is this, oh God, these, I'm going to go with Spank Me, which is this really pretty, like dark, mauve-y color. And I want to use that right in my eye line, my bottom lash line. Let's see what's up with Spank Me. Okay, very subtle, just gives a little hint of something going on. Okay, cool. So we got something in the waterline. Now I'm going to use this Morphe eyeliner brush to use blindfolded, which is this black. Since I did my eyeliner in black today, which I usually do black eyeliner because my hair is so dark. And we're gonna just stamp that right on the lash line. If you are bold enough to try to just like drag it out, you can. I just never do it. I find it a lot easier to stamp. And of course you could use any eyeliner for that, but since I'm reviewing this palette, I wanted to try to use as much as I could from the palette to make my look. Then I'm gonna go with this Vasanti pointed brush to do an inner eye corner highlight, and I'm gonna go with Love Spark because Love Spark is beautiful. I love this color. So let's see what's up with Love Spark. Let's see how much it gets on there. It's not getting a lot on there, but let's see. Okay, again, just like I said earlier, very subtle, which is good. That's okay. I mean, it's a natural Lust palette. I just got it Lust. That's why all the sexy names Lust. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go and finish off. Okay, guys. So this is what I was really, really excited about. And it is the Marc Jacobs Finish Line. I already forgot what it's called. Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. So I saw on my Instagram that someone I follow found this at a Marshall's, and I was like, oh my God, I want to try this so freaking bad. I am hoping that it is still there. So when the opportunity arose to go to Marshall's / Homegoods, I of course went, and I was like, what? It's funny because before I got out of the car, I literally said, I hope they have the Marc Jacobs finishing powder. And guess what? They had one left. So I'm so excited to try this. It's coconut setting powder, and I love coconut anything. I love the way it tastes. I love the way it smells. So hopefully I love the way it's going to be on my face. So this powder retails for $44, and it was $12.99 at Marshall. So I'm excited. I want to read to you guys what it says on the back, and then I'll talk about the packaging a little bit. Invisible finish, seamless setting, coconut delight. Okay. Everything else is in another language, so I'll let that all sit. And then it has a little price thing on it, which means it's pricey, which is really not. It's 13 bucks over there. And I got in the shade Invisible, so I'm excited. So the packaging itself, if you own anything from Marc Jacobs, I own a couple of things. I think like a lip crayon, some lipsticks, a foundation, and this. They all look the same. They are all black and white with silver packaging, which some people may not like, but I really like it because it's uniform. Like, I know before I touch it that it's Marc Jacobs. I can see it from a mile away that it's Marc Jacobs. So this is the box itself. So what does it look like? I haven't actually seen it yet. So, oh, beautiful. Of course, it's beautiful. So this is the packaging. Yes, it is gorgeous. It's very small though. Like if I paid my nail polish, powder itself, it is gorgeous. I would love to leave it sitting out. I probably won't because I'm looking at it right now. There are way too many things sitting out, but it would be nice to leave it sitting out. But very, very beautiful. It is about 8 grams. That would aggravate the crap out of me if I spent $44 on it, because like, now it is not for me. I am definitely not going to use this to bake. Obviously, I only use super cheap baking powders because you waste so much of it, but I use it as a veil to wrap up my makeup, like to finish my makeup. So I love the little dome shape. It just looks really elegant, very beautiful. On the back it says finish line invisible, blah blah blah. All right, let's open it up. So look at the pack. I mean, y'all, look at the bottle itself. Like, you can tell why it's expensive. Okay, I love this. Okay, so there's a little package, a little plastic thing that holds it together. And not every powder has that. I've had some that I opened and it just spat all over me. So this is what it actually looks like on the inside. There's no mirror, so I just brought the highlighter I used today. I like that there's this mesh here because that stops like a ton of it from coming out, which is good because you don't get a lot of it from the beginning. And I'm just using this brush. I don't remember when or where I got this brush, but this is the one I use every time I set my makeup. This is usually the last brush to touch my face before the setting powder. Dab this thing off a little bit because it's too much powder. Yeah, you see how much powder that is, but there's no, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of, I always go into the eye first because that's the part I want the brightest. And I'm just going to press this brush all over the rest of my face. Swirling it around, making sure I'm covering everything and making sure everything is blended and set. Well, okay. Now I am going to go and finish off my look, and I'll be back to give my final thoughts on these products. Okay guys, so I am done with my look completely. I did do my lips, this kind of purple color. It is actually one of the NYX Lip Lingerie lipsticks. It's called Embellishment, and I actually did that because I was kind of inspired by the Natural Lust palette. Now it is time for the swatches, and I can warn you guys ahead of time, this swatch is going to take a long time. So it's 30 shades, so I'm going to do 15 and 15. So let's see. So just so you guys could see, I'm going to just show you 1, 2 with the swatches, because y'all know I don't like to you know, fake. Excuse that mark on my wrist too. It's something with my Apple Watch bands I ordered from Amazon. I don't know what it's doing. The first color is called, this is Buff It Out. Okay, pretty sheer, and it's a pretty matte. Take the Cake is the second shade. Take the Cake, you like cannot see at all on my skin, but it's a pretty mauve color. Blank Drive, I can't really say it because I don't want to get demonetized. So Blank Drive. Ooh. Blank Drive is very pretty. So that's Blank Drive, and it's the first shimmer I've swatched. Next up, we have Come and Get It. These names, ooh, Come and Get It is pretty. I didn't use that today, I should have. It's really pretty. This one is On Fire. So On Fire is pretty. It's almost like a kind of toned down version of Blank Drive there, so gorgeous. So the next 5, we have Pin Down. Ooh. Okay, Pin Down. And I don't do like some YouTubers and like do it once and then do it with you guys. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing all the shades, just so you're clear. Love Spark, which I think I used on my eyebrows. So Love Spark on my wrist is very demure, but it's not, it's a little more glittery than that. Like I said before, it is the color that is on my eyebrows. Embrace Me is next. Oh, Embrace Me is pretty. I'm sorry, that one is Afternoon Delight. So this one is Afternoon Delight, which I think I used today. This one is Embrace Me. Okay, the swatches aren't swatching quite as great, but I mean, it's a Natural Lust palette. So then we have Oops-a-Daisy, which I don't know what that, in the context of this palette, I don't know what Oops-a-Daisy means. So that's our second, so that's 10 of them. We got Temptation, which I feel like I'm going to be using often. Temptation, yeah, Temptation is right up my alley. Real pretty gold shimmer. Sassy Brassy, that's a cute name because it is a pretty brass tone. I'm going to switch the way I'm swatching. Okay, so there's Sassy Brassy. Silk Robe, that's a sexy name. Oh, which is right here underneath Sassy Brassy. Silk Robe, and then we got Flirty Pop, which I used today. So I'm trying to do it with you guys so that y'all can see, but it's kind of hard because there's so many. That's Flirty Pop. Right there, Flirty Pop. And then the last one on this side is going to be Call Me Back. Don't want to hear that after you have the rest of these, I guess. Call Me Back is one I could really feel like I'm going to use a lot as a transition shade. So these are the first 15. So next we have Just Like That. That's a good name. I got nothing else to add to it. Set in Stone, which I used today. Ooh, Set in Stone looks a lot darker. I think Set in Stone was my transition shade, but it's pretty. Okay, so Set in Stone, Hard to Get. Okay, Hard to Get is really pretty. Hard to Get is another one that's right in my alley. Hard to Get, Love Language. Oh, I like that one. Love Language is a matte and it's really pretty. So Love Language. And then we have Too Good. Too Good. This is a shimmer heavy roll, but it's all very beautiful shades. So we have a particularly naughty roll this time. We have Fell Hard. She can't really see, which is not the color's fault. It's almost my skin tone. So that's Fell Hard. We have Such a Tease. These I would really love in a chocolatey kind of look. So Such a Tease. Hot to Trot, which I used today. So that's Hot to Trot there, very pretty. Spank Me, which I also used today. And then All Tied Up. All Tied Up is not swatching well, but All Tied Up was really, really pretty. It's right under there. You just can't really see it too well on here. So next we have Ball and Chain, which I am swatching right now, and it is not showing up at all. That's Ball and Chain right underneath it. Again, Can't really see it. We got DM Me. That's a good one. That's a good name. These names. DM Me right here. Very pretty. Very understated. Then we got Peep Show. Peep Show is a really girly, kind of shimmery pink, almost a champagne color. Peacocking is next. Peacocking is pretty, but peacocking is not one that's like exclusive or never before seen. I swear to God, I've seen peacocking so many times. I mean, I've seen peacocking so many times, but as a shade, I've seen peacocking so many times as well. And last but not least, the beautiful matte black of Blindfolding. These are all of our swatches. Woof. On a white shirt. I don't know why I always do eyeshadow palette reviews with white shirts. So these are all of the swatches. They are very light, but the T on that is, it is called a natural luster palette. So you don't want super bright, crazy shades. You do want them to be pigmented, but the colors themselves shouldn't be super bright because it is literally called the Natural Luster palette. The palette itself, I did use it to make this eye look. I didn't have to add anything to it, just like eyeliner, but eyeshadow wise, I had to add nothing besides like something to carve out the lashes, the lid, and that's it, inliner and lashes. So for what it is, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. And the reason I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 is because of the fact that it is $60. So I cannot guarantee to you guys that you guys are going to look out like I did and wind up getting it at Marshall's for $30. So I personally want to make sure that I give you my review based off of the price of the actual palette itself, and the palette itself is $60. Now let me make sure, as I mentioned with the Norvina mini palette, that you guys understand that I would not pay that amount of money. $30, yeah, it's really, really good for $30. $30, I'd probably give it 5 out of 5, but I love the palette itself. I really love the colors that I used today. The swatches to me were decent. They weren't amazing, but again, the nature of that palette, I don't see it being super pigmented, because if it was, it wouldn't really be Natural Luster palette. Don't let the name Natural Luster fool you though, because it is not completely a neutral palette. There are pops of blue, there are pops of pink. The shimmers are really good. The mattes, I love the mattes. I love the Too Faced matte formula, period. But I really do like this palette. So this one will definitely get a 4 out of 5 diamonds for being $30. Okay guys, so the second thing that I got today is the Marc Jacobs Finish Line Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. It retails for $44. I got it for $12.99. Just like I said with the Natural Luster palette, it's a good powder, but again, there's not really that much I can say about a powder. This is what my makeup looks like today. I did use it as my final setting powder to kind of get everything where it needs to be. It is really pretty. It never claimed to be mattifying. It did claim to be perfecting. And I do have a lot of skin imperfections right now. I don't know that you can really see it, but I have a lot of like acne on my chin. Not acne, but scars right now on my chin. I've been breaking out really bad above my eye, and I can't really see much of that. It's a good finishing powder. Again, $44 to me is really, really steep. I don't know what it would have had to do to my face to justify me spending $44 on it. Actually, let me give it a 3 out of 5 because of the price being $44 and the fact that it is so small. Like, this is the whole thing. You use kind of a lot of powder, you know. This is the one thing you use every day. I'm not gonna use the same eyeshadow palette every day. Some people might, and that's not a bad thing, but for me, if I find a good finishing powder, she's gonna get used. $13, it's absolutely beautiful. I get that it's the packaging and the name, but for me, I can't afford to really pay for packaging and a name. Have I done it? Yes, I have, but I shouldn't have because I couldn't afford it. I love that it's Marc Jacobs. You feel the weight of it. You see how beautiful it is, this like frosted glass. It looks expensive, but I personally would not spend $44 on this. 3 out of 5 for this one. 4 out of 5 for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's edition of First Impression Friday. If you want to see more information or deals of the day, make sure you follow Deals of the Day. There are a lot more haul videos coming up that were featured in the Deals of the Day. You can check out the Deals of the Day every single day, Monday through Thursday, on my Instagram page, which you can see here, or on my Twitter page, which is right here, or all other social media, which is always the last slide. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time you gotta get glam if you come on over here to get glam with Marty. Also, please like and subscribe. My mother she's been like addicted to YouTube lately, and she will call me all the time and be like, I watched your last video and you didn't say like or subscribe. So please like or subscribe. I am over 100 subscribers finally. I'm very, very excited about that. Also, for more information, you can check the corresponding blog post, which will also be linked below. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.